I don't have a name. I used to have one, and a lot of people would like to know what it is. Some call me Trilby, and as a name it suffices. I've been called many things. A burglar, a hoodlum, a criminal. I prefer to think of myself as a gentleman thief. And tonight, I have something potentially very rewarding in store. My fence phones me in the middle of the night and asks if I know about Defoe Manor. Apparently, the last of the Defoe line has obligingly died without heirs, leaving all the family valuables up for grabs. The lawyers have got the place locked up tight, of course, but that's never stopped me before. And the place is, of course, deserted. Yes, this should be a painless and rewarding evening's entertainment. Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Play 5 Days a Stranger. Now you might notice that I might be playing the special edition with the little interview button and the author commentary. But I'm not going to be doing any of that. I'm just going to be starting up a new game and sharing with you one of my favorite adventure game series. I'm going to be doing the whole Chay mythos from this game to the last game. And I can't wait to take you on what will be a very ooky spooky Halloween themed. I say Halloween, but it's just horror themed rather. I can't wait. Yahtzee Croshaw looks back on these games and he cringes in various places, of course. But I discovered these when I was in my youth, when I was a teenager in high school, and I fucking fell in love with them. They're for his first attempt and stuff, they're really good. They're really awesome. And we'll get to the one that he hates the most later on in this series. But for now, let's go ahead and start with this one. Day 1. And the gentleman thief makes his entrance. An Armstrong 14 steel safe. I can crack these in my sleep. Damn. Empty. Guess the family solicitor got here first. The drawers are all either empty or full of meaningless paperwork. You can see from here that it's empty. It won't open. It must have been jarred shut somehow. Well, I guess I'll have to take the old-fashioned way out. Gotta get used to the controls again. A rather dreadful portrait of a woman, early Victorian style, and I notice a wedding band on her finger. This must be the wife of the mansion's first owner. Bachelor of Law awarded to Clarence Defoe by the University of Warwick. Clarence Defoe was the last owner of the house who recently died, and I think I have just lost whatever sympathy I had for him. Alright, well, let us move on. What? Oh, no, no! Stay away from me! Stay away! What got into him? Oh, wait. I keep forgetting I'm wearing this thing. But who the hell was that guy? I was under the impression this house was empty. Locked. Locked. And locked. But this one isn't. Nothing here. How anticlimactic. Jammed shut. So all of the doors are locked. And all we can do is to go down. Ah, okay. Looks like the addition of the local rag. There we go. We should always keep abreast of the day-to-day events. So, it's a copy of the local paper, dated last Friday. Heir to Defoe Estates found dead. Sir Clarence Defoe, last of the long-running Defoe line, was found dead yesterday in his home. Defoe, 24, was found hanging from a tree in the front yard of Defoe Manor. His recent bride, Julia Swanson Defoe, was also found dead in the mansion, apparently stabbed to death. Inspector Jacob Barnes, the officer in charge of the investigation, has closed the case. There's no mystery here, he said. Defoe killed his wife and then himself. We have already disproved the possibility of a third party. Sir Clarence's solicitor, Michael Shesham, however, has gone on record questioning the inspector's judgment. The last I saw Sir Clarence, he was infinitely content. He would never have committed such an act. Plus, there was no suicide note. Line's dead. Somehow I was expecting that. No latch, no chain, no deadbolt. It doesn't even have a keyhole. So why won't the bloody thing open? This is becoming very tiresome. It's just ornamental. The drawers in the cabinets are all empty. It's a rather amateurish landscape. The signature identifies it as the work of Matthew Defoe, circa 1818. Well, that's all nice and good. Oh hey, there's a television. Ah, a Sony MH400. Some collector's value here. The MH400 was becoming defunct around the same time as the Rubik's Cube. Had no comment. In other news, the society world is still shaken by the sudden death of Sir Clarence Defoe. Sir Clarence and his wife Julia were found dead last Thursday in Defoe Manor. Our correspondent, Peter Daltrey, has the report. It was just 4 weeks ago that this place was a buzz of activity as Sir Clarence Defoe moved in with his new bride, Julia Swanson Defoe. Now, after the shocking tragedy, the place is as quiet as the tomb and empty of human life. Heh. Sir Clarence had only proven his attachment to the Defoe lineage almost 1 year ago, and since then had been renovating the long-abandoned family mansion in preparation for his marriage. The police have already declared the tragedy as a murder-suicide, although many have insisted that Sir Clarence was incapable of such an act. The debate rages on, while the fate of the house and family fortune remains unclear. This is Peter Daltrey, BBC News, Defoe Manor. Thank you, Peter. Our top stories again. Minister... I hate television. Well, that was nice and spooky. Let's continue on. Hey! Oops. It's about time you showed up. I'm sorry. And well, you should be. I've been stuck in this house for days. Where's the way out? I'm sorry, I don't understand. You're the guy who owns this place, right? No. Oh. So how'd you get in here? A window on the second floor. Is it still open? No. It jammed shut. Damn. Well, looks like this house has a new guest. I hope no more turn up. We've only got 5 chairs. If you'll excuse me, I've got work to do. Wait a minute. Yes. Who are you? Oh, I beg your pardon. Hardy's the name. Philip Hardy. Call me Phil. And you are? Trilby. Mr. Trilby, I'm afraid you are now a prisoner. Like me, like everyone else in the house. A prisoner? Don't ask me why, but once you get in, the house won't let you leave. I've tried all of the doors and windows, none of them open. The garden's wall is unclimbable and I can't tunnel under it. But why? Who's keeping us here? Beats the hell out of me. Whoever it is, they will certainly not be safe from my fist once I get out of here. So, if there's something you're not telling me, now would be a good time to get it off your chest. I assure you, I am completely mystified. So how many more people are in this place? Only 3 more. First, there's Jim, the youngest. He turned up just after I did. He's a good kid. Second, Simone Taylor. You probably know her off the telly. She's a correspondent for the BBC. She came here to make some kind of documentary, I think, but now she's stuck here with us. Lastly, there's AJ. Skinny bloke with a tash. He won't tell us who he is or where he came from. All I know is that he's been here longer than anyone, nearly a whole week. I think I've already met him. Oh, what a heartwarming story. Anyway, why don't you see if you can track down all the others? I'm calling a house meeting in the lounge. Spread the word. I'll trust you'll enjoy your stay at Defoe Manor, Mr. Trilby. I still don't understand. Just find the others and tell them to meet up in the lounge. We can discuss things properly then. And so we actually now have an objective other than get out of the spooky house which has locked us in. And that is find the others. A stuffed tiger head mounted in the act of snarling, presumably to justify its death in some small way. So it's not enough to kill animals in Africa, he has to come and do it in Canada too. Just looking at all the trophies in the room, just in case. Evidently, someone fancies himself as a big game hunter, or maybe they just fancy themselves. And of course there's this rifle. I'm no expert on guns, but I think that's a late 18th century musket rifle, standard issue of the British Army of that period. And if we look at the sepia prints, a very old sepia photograph of a man in explorer's gear, standing over a dead tiger. The label reads, Sir Roderick tames a vicious beast. That gun he's holding looks a lot like the one over the fireplace. Okay, well there's others. Well, let's see what they say. This photograph portrays a native bear in an aggressive stance before a very wary looking lion. The label reads, Savage versus Savage. What about this one? It's an ancient picture of 2 men in full hunting gear. The label reads, Sir Roderick and Corstars. A very old photograph of a small collection of straw huts. The label reads, A Native Village. But what about this thing in this bell jar? A glass bell jar containing a rather hideous-looking wooden idol. Even if I wanted that ugly thing, which I don't, I'd have to break the glass to get it. Okay, so he's not gonna fuck around with it. Let's move on. I really do like this game, guys. Like, it is, for such a first, like, it's not his first attempt at making games, but for what it was really good for the first one in the series. He only got better as he got along, but I really like this. We have found a new person. Let us talk with them. Pardon me, madam. What? Oh, hello. Philip mentioned we had a new guest. You're Simone Taylor, right? Yes, you must have seen me on TV. And you are? Trilby. Got a first name? No. Hey, wait a second. Not the cat burglar, Tribbley. Oh, wow! I presented a Crime Watch special on you once. Oh man, wish I had a camera right now. This could be huge. You wouldn't consent to an interview, would you? Madam, even if I did have a sudden retarding brain injury that would cause me to do so, don't you think our apparent imprisonment is slightly more urgent matter? Well, I admit I thought so the first day I was here. But I've been here 4 days now, and I really think I'm learning a lot about this place. If I could just get these infernal doors open. Philip's calling a house meeting in the lounge. Yes, it's so like him to do that when a new face appears. I'll see you later, Mr. Trilby. Strange woman. Okay, that's odd. Oh, now my controller's back to normal. Alright. Got a new picture we can look at. It's a pleasantly professional quality portrait of a bearded man in a Victorian explorer's outfit. A little plaque at the bottom reads, Sir Roderick Defoe. Well, that was quaint. But we're going to go this way now. And there's all sorts of stuff to check out in the kitchen. Evidently, no one cares if I starve in this place. Okay. He won't check out the freezer. Alright. Maybe if I had something to cook, but I don't. Alright. Ooh. What is this? The cabinet contains a large bag of salt. Okay, cool. And empty again. Yep. The windows are all so dirty, it's impossible to see through them clearly. Oh, hey. This twig. Pick up sticks. Yep. Well, let's go ahead and try to open this door. Locked. Don't any windows open in this stupid place? The water is deep and smells strongly of chlorine because there's a pool here. Oh, come on, go further. Okay, cool. Oh, looks like someone's been digging up. Although, to be fair, someone's done a real number on the lawn. Digging their way out? No. Seems more like they were looking for something. Very tall, very smooth, and very sturdy looking wall. Alright. So that's seemingly all that's out here until a large oak tree stands proud beside the house, the branches reaching all the way up to the roof. Maybe we can climb it. Hey! Hey! Alright, well, let's try talking to the tree. Is there someone up in the tree? Oh, hi. You're new. Have you come to set us free? No, apparently I'm a prisoner now, too. I'm guessing you must be Jim. What were you doing in the tree? I thought I might be able to get over the wall. But the tree's too far. And there's this ravine just outside of the wall, too. So I understand, yes. Philip wants us all to meet up in the lounge. Oh, okay. I'll head there now, then. And so off we go to the lounge. One of the things that I really like about this is the game's atmosphere. Like, you guys, as we play through this one, will begin to notice like changes in the background and stuff, and it's really cool. Our new arrival has graced us with his presence. I expect there's a lot you want to know. Join the club. So let me see if I've got this clear in my head. You're all trapped in this house by some invisible intelligence. Right? And you can't leave. Nope. And as soon as I entered, I became trapped too. Pretty much. Why? Why would anyone want to keep us prisoner here? Maybe they're just lonely. No, if they wanted company, they'd have shown themselves. Maybe they have. Maybe one of us is behind all of this. Oh, don't be silly. Why would any of us want to trap a load of people here and pretend we didn't? I don't know, do I? I don't speak loony. We mustn't squabble amongst ourselves. Hampered by paranoia and suspicion, we'd only hinder each other. I suggest we assume for now that we four are all innocent. I agree with that. We five, including AJ. Where is he anyway? I couldn't find him anywhere. And I saw him just after I arrived, but he ran away from me. Well, that's odd. Listen, Mr. Trilby, we work as a team in this house. That's how it's been since it started. So, we all have to share information. No secrets. So, why did you come to this house? He's a cat burglar. Why do you even have to ask? Well, I didn't come here to take part in some bizarre Big Brother event, that's for sure. Is there anything you know about this house that would help? Anything at all? I doubt I know much more than any of you. All I know is the last heir just died and it's supposed to be empty. Well, guess you're not much of a help then. But I suppose an extra pair of hands is always useful. I'm still not completely clear on a few details. Do I get to ask you all some questions now? Sure. Just ask any of us whatever you like. And so the great questioning begins. We'll start with Simone, after that creak. Miss Taylor, yes? What do you know about the mansion? Well, I've heard some pretty disturbing stories about it. Here we go. There have been stories of weird happenings around it for decades. Ever since the first disappearance of the original owner and his son. People have gone missing in the area around the house more than anywhere else in the country. People from all walks of life. People like us? Don't say that. How did you come to be here? I only came down here for a documentary. There's been a lot of interest in old ghost stories lately. We figured something on Defoe Manor would pull in the ratings. And not because it would make interesting viewing. This is why I hate television. Excuse me, I was talking. I arrived here before the camera crew. I was supposed to wait for them, but I couldn't resist just taking a walk around the grounds. Next thing I knew, I was in the backyard. I looked all over, but I couldn't find a way back out to the front. It was my own fault, really. Yes, it was. What happened to your camera crew? I've no idea. They probably just left when I never showed up. I'm sort of glad that they didn't get mixed up in this too. Quite. Tell me a bit about yourself. Why, that's so sweet of you to ask. We're in for it now. I'm a correspondent for the BBC, but you probably already knew that. I'm afraid I don't watch much television. Oh. Well, I do outside broadcast for the news, mainly. Sometimes I present documentaries or variety shows. Whatever I'm needed, really. Very much a Jill of all trades. That's all I wanted to know. Okay. Alright, so we're going to ask Philip next. Mr. Hardy? Yes, Mr. Trilby. What do you know about the mansion? Plenty. I read an article in this month's Treasure Hunting Monthly. It was built by some expert explorer guy, Sir Roger Defoe or something like that. His wife died giving birth. He and his son went missing sometime later. Hell, maybe the article could tell you better than I could. I'll let you borrow it. Thanks. Just don't mess it up too much. It's for my scrapbook. How did you come to be here? Well, I came here to look for some artifacts. And I'm sure you had the full consent of the Defoe solicitors to do so. Shut up. I just heard some old family tombs somewhere under the building. I mean, really old. Anything inside probably doesn't belong to anyone, so finders keepers. I managed to call in a few favors to get over the ravine and the back wall. Then, of course, I couldn't get out again. How many people know you're here? A handful, I suppose. They wouldn't get suspicious till I go missing for months, though. Tell me a bit about yourself. About me? I'm what you call in the import-export business. You're a thief. I am not a thief. I'm a treasure hunter. I only take what belongs to dead people, since they're not using it, you know. Our new friend here, he's a thief. True, but also a gentleman, and I only take what I'm sure no one's using, too. I'm sure that's a great comfort to them. That's all I wanted to know. Yes, we can kind of get the general personalities of our cadre of friends here. Let's go ahead and talk to Jim. So, Jim, what do you know about the mansion? Not much. We could always just about see the roof over the playground wall. We used to tell each other that it was haunted. Why? Were there any stories or legends attached? Well, a friend of mine used to say a crazy hermit lived there, who killed people and ate them alive. Oh, well, I'm certainly reassured. How did you come to be here? It was so stupid. We climbed over the school wall at lunchtime. Why? It was a dare. We were going to see how long it would take for the school to find us. Then we came across this old house, and Richard dared me to knock on the door. He bet me £1 I wouldn't do it. My school was like that. Broke my collarbone playing pile-on once. Shut up, Philip. What happened next? Well, I was about to knock on the door, but it opened by itself. I heard Richard dare me to take a step inside. So you did, and the door closed behind you, and it wouldn't open again. Yeah, Your friends didn't call the police or anything? How should I know? I guess they didn't, since nobody came. That was on Wednesday. The school probably knows I'm gone now. I see. Tell me a bit about yourself. Like what? I don't know where you came from before you came here. I was at St. Trinian's boarding school, not far from here. Been there since I was 10. My parents move around a lot, you see. How old are you now? Nearly 16. That's all I wanted to know. Okay. Anyone else see the pattern in all these stories? Which pattern would that be? Seems to me the house only traps people individually. Didn't try to trap Jim's friends or Simone's camera crew. It's only letting us in one at a time. You're talking about the house like it's intelligent. Surely it's likely that there's just some joker behind all this. Maybe, but how did they know we were coming? How did it know to leave a window open for me, risking one of you finding it? You think the house is haunted? I wouldn't use that word, but I definitely have an odd feeling. Like we're being watched, I suppose. Yeah, maybe this is one of Simone's rating winners. Excuse me? Well, locking up some people in a house against their will and secretly filming them? Sounds like a natural reality TV progression. It's also highly illegal. Wouldn't stop some people. Where the hell has AG got to anyway? I was hoping he'd be here. He's been doing some research on the house. He was going to share it with us tonight. Maybe someone should go look for him. What? Now? It's getting pretty late. I admit, I am beginning to feel tired. Yeah, me too. But what about AJ? I don't think there's any need to worry now. If he still hasn't turned up by morning, then we'll look for him. Oh, all right. But we look for him as soon as we get up. And so we begin day 2. What was that noise? Oh, Jesus, no! Simone? Philip? Jim? Oh, God, who did this? What the? You did this? Stay back. I'm warning you. Who are you? And it was all a dream. Christ, I've never dreamt so vividly before. It was so disturbing. Well, guys, I feel like this is the perfect place to call this episode now. I hope you've been enjoying it, and I hope that you guys will stick for the next parts, because it'll only get even more ooky and spooky. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye for now.